got the poo on me. I got the poo on me. Ugh, that's so disgusting. Alright, so I think we're just about done with the ditch. Obviously I need to get to the store so I can go get the Y for this. Like I said, it's not ideal with it having to come in this direction and then go back that way, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and go grab that part that we need, and then I might have to dig just a hair more on that side, but it's gonna be close, because even if the pipe's sticking up out of the ground just slightly, it does still give it kind of that downhill motion. And I might even have to put some dirt back in this area here. I don't know. I think we probably went a little too deep right here, but it's getting closer, I guess. All right, let's head to the store and go get what we need, and then come right back and finish up that pipe. And while I'm thinking about it too, the dogs were going crazy last night, and I have a feeling that something was near the RV. Well, I know there was at least a skunk because I could smell it, but stick around, because I'm gonna go check out the game cam and see if we don't have deer or hopefully a buck come out on the property. So stick around for that, and we'll show that here in a little bit. I made it to the store, so up here at True Value. So let's get inside and go see what we need. Okay, so down here I'm going to be, I have the cap that's on this 4-inch. Well, I need to be able to save this cap because I need to be able to put it into the other side of that Y. So I'll cut, you know, a good, 2.5 inches up here. It still gives me plenty enough pipe, because it comes all the way back to here, right? Because I need to be able to keep at least a portion of this too, because of this pipe, because at some point I am going to have to cut this off to be able to have the piping that's going over for the house. All right, so this is temporary. All this stuff's temporary. So I'll go ahead and cut just what I need, that way I can reutilize this cap, get it glued in to the Y, get the Y glued in, and then we'll get our pipe glued in to the Y. So let's get going. Watch your foot. Watch your foot. So you do want to try to cut that as straight as possible. Get rid of all your burrs. Now I gotta fix the ditch because it doesn't come out far enough. Gotta get the pipe in right here. So back to digging. Sitting here talking, you guys can't hear what we're saying anyway because I had it on time lapse. But if you can see the as I bend over or trip over rebar, the angle of that is not the same. Now if you see, if we're to go straight out this way, we can't go any further because the tank is right there.
See?
But I do have a heat gun, so pretty close to where she is at right there. I can start heating up that whole pipe to try to see if I can't curve it just a hair.
Just a hair.
That way it's gonna basically come straight out here, and then it'll curve to go back the way that it's going now. So let me go get the heat gun. All right, everything is put in, so we got that slight little bend in there. Thanks to Dad's help. Gladys had left me, and she had to go number 2, which is fitting, I guess, because we're working on the pipes for that. So went ahead and got over here. So as you can see, there's space underneath the pipe, so that's fine. We can backfill that a little bit, but it's gonna work out okay because as it comes to right here, it's still going downhill. I got another little piece of wood here, and all that is still going downhill from the other side. So downhill, 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 everything is downhill. So I think I'm gonna go dump the tank. So if you want to...
Oh, it's in already?
Yep, everything's in. What? It's all glued up.
Wait, you heated it?
Yep.
What? That was quick.
Well, I had Dad's help because I already told him that you were going potty.
I did. I go potty.
Yeah. She takes a pill to help her go potty.
Hey, I'm okay being regular.
Yeah.
Let's take care of yourself.
All right. So, but one thing I think I am going to do is, so since I have this hose here, hoses left over, I'm going to go ahead and put this one back into the back where I replaced it with the cheaper hose that exploded poopy on me yesterday.
Haha, you should have been there.
And oh, they get to see it because I showed it, or I'm showing it, or they have already seen it by the time they're watching this one. And then you probably have heard Mom in the background this whole time. Do you want to show them what you're working on?
Yep.
So we'll turn that off so they can see. That's kind of loud.
Tell them what it's for.
So what is it?
I'm gonna put a plant in it, like a little cactus or something. Then I'm gonna varnish it. And
Where'd you get it?
Where did we get that from?
from the field.
The field.
I mean, from the wood that we're cutting off from our
A tree.
trees.
Yeah.
And I sanded down. I cleared it off. Trying to finish making the hole on it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put a little plant on it.
Yeah. Looking nice.
Pretty.
Yep.
Looking pretty. So yeah, that was actually the cedar. I think we took a picture of that, or it was in a previous video of the cedar. It was a dead cedar. We cut it down, and almost the entire thing of it was the heartwood. The really nice. I mean, it had like a really thin layer of the yellow wood or the white wood on the exterior part, and that actually had a burl that was attached to the side of it. I had cut that off for her, and then now she's turning it into a planter, so pretty cool. So all right, let's get this the hoses disconnected. I'm gonna switch the hoses in the back, and then we'll get the fresh water tanks, the gray water tanks dumped, not fresh water, gray water tanks dumped. And then I need to refill in the ditch, and I think we'll be good to go with all of our septic stuff. So yeah, let's get these hoses switched out, and then we'll get back to filling it in. And just like that, this one is done. We've already tested it with dumping the water. So I just dumped the gray tanks. Sorry, camera overheated, otherwise I would have showed that. I didn't have my other phone or camera with me, but it's good to go. And what's good about that too is that we still actually have a dump station that we can utilize, because mom and dad over in their room, they actually have a portable, it's like a little camping toilet that they come out and dump. So awesome, looks good, works good, and hopefully I don't get any more poo on me. So now we can go back into continually digging the trench for the water. That one, for the most part, I'm just trying to get the area right here done, where the road is going. So basically, as the driveway continues in, it's going to continue into this location. The ropes right here, that's where we have the wellhead. Obviously they can't drive over the wellhead and can't drive into the RV, so you have, 20 feet, plenty. I mean, there's more than 20 feet here, but they only need 16 to 18. 18 is optimal, so we're giving them 20 for the most part, all the way up and down. And this is what I'm trying to focus on right here, is this main area. That way I can go ahead and get the water line into the ground. That way I'll have part of it hanging off over here, part of it going that way. The rest of it is underground. And then we're still kind of working out what we're going to be doing with the overhead power for the playhouse. So we have two options. I know that we've actually had folks that have been watching us for a very long time, ever since the very beginning when I was just Ivy's Forge. I think actually I had less than 100 subscribers when they actually first started watching us. So thank you, Billy and Rhonda. It's greatly appreciated for your undying support. And Billy actually works in the electrical industry and can get us the wire fairly cheap, if not free. And to be able to reroute this underground, possibly if we wanted to leave the playhouse where it's sitting right here, because I don't think that I have enough wire. So I don't know, how about y'all tell me what you think? Billy, tell me what you think with this, because obviously this wire it's not direct burial, right? It's overhead, so it would have to go into a conduit, but it comes all the way up the pole. So let me flip you around. So it comes into the bottom of the panel here. So that to me is about chest height. So probably about 4 or 5 feet off the ground, give or take. And then it goes up probably a good 8 feet, 6, 7 feet to the top. And it's all continuous. It has not been cut and spliced, and then goes all the way across. So what I'm wondering is, would this possibly be long enough to take it off the pole here, route it, go down, conduit to come over, and then possibly, because obviously it's not going to be able to go all the way, it's going to have to come out right here unless I break up concrete, and then from here kind of go up the side. I mean, I don't necessarily care if it's in conduit or not, but to kind of come back up to here, and then same thing, that weatherhead will stay, because I still would like this to be, above ground wiring, even once we get it to its final resting place, which eventually that's going to be up yonder ways once we get the house up there. Where it sits, I would still like it to be overhead wire. And then yeah, so obviously we're gonna have to be able to go down, conduit down into conduit into the ground, and then back over. So I don't think this is long enough, but I could always splice this. I can always, from where this is at right here, to be able to run this as long as I can, right? Take it off of that conduit up there, reutilize that conduit, have it go down into a 90 conduit all the way over, and then splice it, up over in here someplace and then go up and in. I don't think I have the tools required to splice that gauge of wire. But let me know what y'all think. Billy, let me know what you think. I know you'll be watching. Just what we should do with this to be able to, because I really don't want to have to move this thing. I know Gladys, you know, she said that she'd rather just move it instead of having to trench and redo all this, because at that point, whenever it is time to move this thing, all that conduit that's in the ground is just going to stay, because we're not going to take it back out. And how far does Schedule 40, you know, need to go into the ground to be safe enough for electrical? So a dump truck, you know, filled with 20, 25, or however max load, right, 22 tons of material can drive over it. Or, you know, the truck's pulling the homes. So how far does that need to go into the ground, right? I mean, I would assume at least 12 inches. I know I'm putting the water line at least 12. So our frost line in this area is roughly 10 inches. I'm already going, so from where the old water line was, going to the old house, it's right here. So I'm already going deeper than what that was by quite a bit. So, and I'm pretty sure he didn't have an issue with it. Otherwise he would have redone it. Yep. That. So I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna go ahead and get back onto this, getting this going, and then this will be the last thing. The wire will be the last thing that needs to be moved. And then at that point, well, garden. Obviously that needs to be moved, but I think for that, basically it's just going to come closer down here, pretty close to where I have the other tripod off the RV, and it'll just sit there. So at that point, I might just be able to either push it, or I don't know. It's full of rocks. Like, I'd say about 60% of that is full of rocks, and then the rest dirt, and then the plants. So I know Little Mac can't pick it up. Maybe whenever we get a bigger tractor over here for helping out with moving dirt and such, that we might be able to move it then, but we'll see. That's kind of the least of my worries, right? So this wire is gonna be the major one. Is, do we move the playhouse and rewire it, or no, do we keep the playhouse where it's at and rewire it, or do we move the playhouse and keep this overhead wire going to it? But then that also, to move the playhouse, for one, is a lot, and two, we still have to finish prepping all that land over there. So let me know what y'all think with that. So we're going to continue staying busy, getting all these things done. It's greatly appreciated. Into basically the part 2 of, you know, what are we doing since the RV moved. So yeah, a lot of work. I know it's a lot of work. But we definitely appreciate y'all for following in on the journey. Go ahead and check out this video right here. It's greatly appreciated. We have the whole year's playlist on this side, just to follow this crazy journey for the whole year. Icons at the top make it easy to subscribe both here and to the side channel. Check it out. It's greatly appreciated. And then last but not least, get out there, thank a veteran at every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day. And we'll see you on the next one. Later, y'all.